Hello, everybody. Welcome to the National Real Estate Post. Frank Ray hosting for you again. So I've been filling in here and there, which is always a pleasure to be on the show, and it's always a pleasure to have you on the show, my good friend Carl White. And Carl, I know what we're going to talk about today is important, and now that I'm an animal officially, I've learned so much about what we're going to talk about, and I'm just going to encourage everybody to exercise the call to action we're going to have at the end of this, what Carl says, because it's going to benefit you enormously. So let's talk about this, Carl. I know a lot of originators out there are, if they're not showing it, they're thinking it, which is definitely rates are taking a bump over the past couple of weeks, right? And all the prognosticators are saying, it's probably going to keep going a little bit there. And it doesn't have to go too terribly far to really put a crimp in the refi business. Right. And so when you have that crimp in that refi, you feel that coming. And if you're looking at your purchase to refi ratio, and if you're anything below 70-30, 70 being purchase, you've got a potential problem here. And most originators have been around a while. They understand that. So now they're probably in that mindset of, okay, man, I got to get this purchase thing going on, but a lot of people don't really have a good plan or a good roadmap to maybe re-engaging with real estate people, or for a lot of these guys who might be not younger and newer, even starting to engage with real estate people. But you guys at Marketing Animals have the greatest plan and roadmap to get this done very quickly. Give us some insights on what we can do here.
Yeah, I think it's, that 70-30 thing is a big deal, where you want to say 70% purchase and 30 refi. And it's totally doable, even during these even during high refinance times, you up your game on the purchase until you hit that 70. And frankly, if you find yourself at 80% purchase and 20% refi, you need to hit your game on your past database to get that number back up. And it's totally doable, Frank, because like our team that we're branch managers on, our team closes between 600 and 800 loans each month. And I think last month we were at, I think it was like 68-32. So like right there. So it's totally doable, even at very large numbers. And I think what the problem is that loan officers sometimes confuse, I hear people say, hey, you don't want to be chasing realtors or begging for business. And I think oftentimes loan officers confuse chasing and begging with just good old salesmanship.
Okay.
And I find that when somebody's telling me stop chasing or begging, they're probably trying to sell me something. And I think that we have to learn that good old relationship, I call it relationship marketing, and connecting up with people who get the leads. Like they look when realtors get the leads. Let's just be honest here, right? Like realtors get the leads. When somebody's looking to buy a house, they don't, as a general rule, contact the loan officer, they contact the real estate agent. And I think there's this symbiotic relationship between real estate agents and loan officers where we each need each other, that the real estate agents, just by the very nature of the beast, are going to get the lead certainly easier than what the loan officers will. And yet the realtors can't close that lead without the loan officer. So it's this great symbiotic relationship. And so for me, it's just as simple as asking for the business, asking the right people, having the right scripts to do so, and getting out of that mindset of I have to bring all this stuff to the table to be worthy of getting their referrals. What I mean by that, so myself and one of our partners, Diane, some years back, we sent out a survey to real estate agents, and we had literally just over 10,000 realtors reply back to this survey. And the survey question was very simple. What is your single biggest complaint with the loan officer that you're referring to today? And number one, closing on time. Okay. Number two was, I don't know what's going on with my files. Like we're working on a deal together and they don't update me on the files. And number three, I sent them a lead and I don't hear back from them. Did they pre-approve them? Did they not? Did they not get back to them? Were they not qualified? I don't know what's going on with the lead. So close on time. I don't know what's going on with the file, and not following up. And so what I found is, to be a top level loan officer, you don't have to do a bunch of stuff, just those three. because when they replied back to that, Frank, they didn't say they don't buy my Zillow leads. Nothing wrong with doing that, by the way, right? There's nothing wrong with doing that. And it wasn't, they don't print my flyers up for me, or they don't sit at the open house with me on Saturday and Sunday, right? Again, all those things, some things you may or may not do, but that's not what they're really looking for. They're just simply looking for these basic three, and it's not that hard to do it. And then when you do that, that's when you've earned the right to get their referrals, is simply by doing those three things. And it's not all these other shiny whistles and bells and all the other activity that frankly wears us out. It's a lot easier than what we think it is. It's just, we go through all this activity to avoid asking the question when we just do better. Dude, just ask the question. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. And I would like you to touch base on real quick at the animals. We've got something that we call Thor's hammer, right? Thor's hammer calls. Okay. And so you're talking about, okay, what the realtors want from us and need from us are those three items. What does an originator do to get the realtor to even start a relationship with a realtor partner?
I think here's the thing, man. I think there's two primary things that keep most loan officers becoming great. I think it's number one, feeling worthy of it. In other words, like, let's say, Frank, you're a top real estate agent, or like your mom, your mom, I don't know if a lot of people know that. I hope it's okay for me to say that. Your
Sure.
mom is a top level real estate agent. And so as a loan officer calling on her, I might go, well, gosh, everybody knows everybody knows Miss Garay, and man, she's just this awesome high level person. Who am I to be calling on her? What kind of I'm not worthy of it. Right. Mm-hmm. And I think just overcoming that thought of I have to be worthy of doing it. And I call that stinking thinking. Right. And then I think the other thing is simply not knowing what to say. And so once we get over that worthy or the imposter syndrome, which is a real thing, by the way, and I just want everybody to know, look, everybody struggles with that. Like, right. Everybody struggles with it. Frank and I mean, Frank, you have a large following, I'm kind, nice enough that, a couple people follow me too. And we talk about, like, dude, I don't know what we do that makes it like it feels weird sometimes. You show up and everybody knows who you are. Mm-hmm. And you go, dude, I'm just me, on a small level. I get it, we're not Mick Jagger, but it's that same sort of thing where you struggle a little bit with the imposter syndrome. And so understand that when you're making your calls, when you're setting up your meetings, when you're calling the listing agent, when you're of the contract you're getting ready to submit, or maybe the deal that you have in progress, just understand that imposter syndrome is a real thing. And just we call it little guy off your shoulder, and just make those phone calls. And then the second part is just knowing what to say. Right. And we've got something. Is it okay to talk about that for just a second?
Yeah.
So look, if you want to know what to say, what we'll do is we'll set up a scripting call with you. And on this scripting call, we'll teach you what to say to the real estate agents. Number one, to have the meetings. And then number two, once you have the meeting, whether it's in person or on Zoom, once you have that meeting, how do you turn those meetings into them actually starting to refer to you? How do you actually ask for the business, without seeming salesy or weird or anything? How do you do that? And then when you got deals in process with these listing agents, how do you ask them for other referrals for their deals that they might be doing? How do you ask the buying agent to work with them even more, like twice this month? And like calling our past database, what do you say to them? What if I haven't called them for like 3, 4, 5 years or 10 years? Yeah. Like, is it going to be weird when I pick up the phone and start calling them? And the people that we pre-approved, how do we call them up after we pre-approved them? They're not looking for properties. How do we pre-approve them, without, bothering or pestering them, or, feeling like I'm calling them every 5 minutes, but yet calling them up often enough so that when they do find a property, I'm the loan officer they call and not somebody else that maybe the listing agent knew, and running through all those scripts, because all the scripts are, just in closing, I always look at this, like we only get typically about 7 rebuttals, right? There's 7 obstacles that we have to overcome typically. Not all 7, usually it's just like 1, maybe 2. But I always think of it like there's these 7 locked doors, and I've got a keychain around my neck, and it's got 7 keys on it. And if they throw up, oh, I'm already working with another loan officer, I just bring up that script, that key, open that door. I now open that door, and now I walk through that door. And it's just simply having the right keys to open the doors, and 9 times out of 10, it's just as simple as that. And this stuff doesn't take a lot of money to do it. And I'm going to tell you right now, now's the time to put this stuff into action, because as these refis start to slow up, trust me, and I know I heard our mutual friend Barry Habib talks about this all the time, that with things tightening up a little bit, that these loan officers of these big banks aren't just going to sit by idly. They're going to start going after this purchase business too. So now's the time to be doing that stuff.
Yeah. We had on today's show, you made me think about something on today's Loan Officer Breakfast Club. Well, I should say yesterday morning's Loan Officer Breakfast Club. We had Matt Vance on, and very successful guy, wonderful Marketing Animals Freedom Club guy, doing it all right. Just has a great little team, very comfortable, good living. And one of the things that he says, don't chase the deal, chase the relationship. Don't chase the deal.
Wisdom there, isn't it?
Chase the relationship. There's short-term thinking, there's long-term thinking, and these scripts that we can provide over at Animals can certainly help with chasing the relationship.
Yeah.
If you got the relationship, the deals will come.
I saw a thing the other day. It said that the average loan officer closing about 20 deals a month can rival, close to $1 million in personal income.
Yeah.
Somewhere in that neighborhood, or certainly in the north side of $500,000 a year, just by closing 20 deals. And to close 20 deals, you only need 80 referrals. And so the question comes, how do I get 80 referrals? And if there's 20 working days in the month, I only need 4 referrals a day.
Yeah.
So now my job is, who can I say what to get 4 referrals a day? Because I know I'll close about 1 out of 4. About half of them are approvable.
Yeah.
And then we'll close about half of those.
Yeah.
So the real question is, who do I say and what do I say to get 4 referrals per day? And when we crack that code, that's when we make a 7-figure income, which is pretty awesome.
And so we'll leave it at that and give you the link down below where you can get all that great information and have that call and learn what to say to and who to say it to get those 4 referrals.
Yeah. So just as an FYI, when you click on the link, just tell us a little bit about what you're doing and like where you are. There's a little questionnaire there, just how many loans you're doing now. Do you have a team, not have a team, just so we can prepare for the call. And then it's just a couple quick questions. And once you do that, you'll click on it and it'll take you to a calendar. Just pick a day and a time that's convenient for you. And there's no cost to this. And we're looking forward to helping you with who to talk to and what to say to get your 4 referrals a day. 4 referrals a day keeps the doctor away. So
there you go. There you go.
Appreciate letting me be here, Frank.
You betcha. We'll put the link right down below, guys. Click it. Go get that strategy call. You're going to totally love it. Trust me. Believe me, I am a hardcore believer in it. I'm seeing it every single day, and it's amazing. Talking to these loan officers every single day who participate in this, what we call the daily success plan. It's just incredible results. You're going to love it. So click the link down below, leave us your comments down below, forward, share, and subscribe. We'll catch you later here at the National Real Estate Post.